What is going on? My name is Tone. I come to you from a dungeon somewhere in Queens, New York City, where I'm here to talk all things offensive line for the Buffalo Bills. Hopefully, leading up to the draft, we spread out a little bit more and start talking about more different alignment coming out of college. With that said, this is the first ever episode of the All 22, and I couldn't be more happy to finally get this one on the road. Please forgive me for the audio, the lights, the camera quality. I'm on a laptop trying to dual share screen. I only have one screen, trying to figure this out, trying to be high tech, and none of the high tech is working out. But I do want to get the show on the road. So, to introduce myself a little bit more, played center as a young whippersnapper, and then from there, played a little bit of D3. Didn't exactly work out. Chose rugby. See the jersey back there. First ever pro rugby game for me. Didn't play that much. Life happened and a little banged up. It is what it is. With that said, Coach Pop Warner, coached the whole line for Pop Warner, which was one of my greatest joys. I think they were like 10, 11 years old that year that I did it. Hopefully 20 years from now, when I retire at the ripe old age of 55, I'm able to coach football full time somewhere. I think that would be insanely amazing. But for right now, I just want to talk offensive line and break things down with fellow Buffalo Bills fans and other like-minded people who enjoy things on the online. So here's the rules of how this works. I'm going to struggle with this the first couple episodes. I have to get used to what the All 22 is. I have not watched this film. I'm watching this film with you. We're going to watch the film once, then we're going to break it down. I'm going to screw up terminology because I have a million things going in my head, but I need to get this one out there. All defensive players, I'm just going to call them by numbers. I'm not calling them by name. It is what it is. I'm not a pro like some of these guys out there, so follow along with me. And if you have your own opinion, follow, subscribe, drop comments, share, whatever. And I'm always willing to have guests on to talk all things offensive line, right? So I don't know how to slow things down, so it's be a lot of stop and go, a lot of pause. I might lose myself a little bit. Then on top of that, I might get a lot of because trying to gather my thoughts as I'm watching this live time with everybody. Although I'm recording while I'm watching. So Bills Chiefs, we won 28-21. This wasn't your typical Bills Chiefs rivalry game. This wasn't a revenge game for the Chiefs beating us in the playoffs again, because the only way we could revenge ourselves is by beating them in the playoffs. This was the Bills needing to go toe-to-toe with the Patriots in the AFC East and fight for the number one seed. Continuously with only 2 losses, because the Colts at the time only had 1 loss. Actually, they lost in the early slate, so they had 2 losses, ended with 2 losses. And this is the Chiefs coming in trying to show after a slow start that they're the Chiefs, and they're going to catch up to the Chargers and the Broncos, and they're going to take that division. So this game had more implications than just Bills Chiefs. So I know some people might think that Bills fans are happy. No, the Bills fans are happy because we went on another 2-game bender of being trash and just horrible looking football into a bye week, which is 3 weeks of pure agony if you're a Bills fan, to beating the Panthers, and then people saying, well, the Panthers aren't enough because it was Andy Dalton. Bryce Young is that much better. But people, just a reminder, I'm recording this on a Tuesday. Rico Dowdle ran for 150 yards against the Packers, and he didn't do that against us. So a team that gives up a lot of rushing ever since McDermott took over that second half against the Falcons, man, it's been looking at it. But anyway, needless to say, Josh Allen was sacked 3 times. Don't have that count on the hurries. James Cook ran for 170 yards, the first 100-yard rusher against Spags for the season, if I'm not mistaken. Might have that one wrong. Anyway, this is what we're going to do. Hold on. Oh, I messed up. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to share the screen. All right, so you see this? I don't know how to get rid of this. Somebody's going to end up having to coach me through this. I don't know how to get rid of that. But I just have my mic as stupid. I have my mouse as an arrow, right? So you see the arrow. I try to point stuff out. I'm going to get plays wrong. I'm going to get terminology wrong. I get to what could possibly be. So we're going to watch play once, and then we're going to break it down once. Capiche? Capiche. All right, so here we go. 4 down, 4 D linemen, 2 linebackers. You're looking at pretty much a nickel package. We're going to watch this play one time. You got 6 guys on the line. You're looking at tight left. So essentially you are looking at your strong side being your left side. Running back is on your left side as well. So let's just watch this one time. Oh, hold up. There it is. All right, 22 looks like he's going to fake the blitz. You got the shift. Bada bing, bada boom. 4 yards. Still a thing of beauty up front. Let me just explain this one real quick. All right, let's go back to the beginning. So this essentially was variation of play action, run pass option. I know play action and run pass option can look very similar in certain ways. But I'm leaning towards more run pass option because of how the O-line looked in this play, although play action could just simulate that and throw everybody off, whatever. We're here to talk about the O-line anyway. Here we go. Let's see how we get this going. All right. It's working? Okay. Here we go. You have your 5 tech over Spencer Brown. You have your 1 tech playing on the weak side of Connor McGovern's shoulder, which is a shade off the 0, playing more into the A gap. You have your 3 tech playing in that B gap, essentially, between Edwards and Dion Dawkins. And then as of right now, your edge is lined up shade inside of Knox. So you're looking at 7-ish tech. So let's get into this one. All right. All right. So boom. You see your edge over Knox settles. Now he's in your 9 tech, right? So everybody is where they are. 22 is showing blitz. But we all know probably first game, it's kind of hard to believe that they'll actually do that. Now, here's the interesting part, although it's been seen to do it, but here's the interesting one. So, got the shift by James Cook. You got Josh Allen looking at 22. Not here to break down the full offense. This is just pretty much more for O-line things. All right, boom. You get the snap automatically. Spencer Brown is trying to bait. Spencer Brown right now is going to take 51 wherever he wants to go. That's the plan here, right? Because if you're running an RPO, essentially you're running kind of a zone read. So when that zone read it's not exactly hard, full proof of where you got to take your guy. But Spencer Brown wants to take him inside because he sees the footwork. But if he was to rush, if 51 was to go outside, Spencer Brown would take him outside, essentially. That makes sense? Hope it makes sense. So, but for right now, you see 51 takes the hard inside. You see the 1 tech 99 is going to run into the hard A gap towards Torrance because he also kind of sees the pull off Montgomery. So it looks like he kind of wants to follow that. 95, Chris Jones is just going to make your typical 3 tech into your B gap. Just try to attack that straight. 56 is going to have the one-on-one with Knox. All right, let's do this. Boom. Now you got your pull. Here we go. Edwards does a beautiful job of washing down. You see Knox is going to have you one-on-one set up. Torrance has him locked up, washed down, and then Spencer Brown with a beauty of a block just being washed down. Now, here's why I say sometimes it could be an RPO, although this was a quick pull. So now, Connor McGovern, this lad over here, he's here to come around and kick out 22. So what's supposed to happen is Connor McGovern's going to quick out 22 if they do run. Spencer Brown is going to wash 51 inside into traffic, and then they're supposed to free up Dion Dawkins essentially for the one-on-one with the Mike, which is Bolton, if I'm not mistaken, to go ahead and try to take him out to play as well. So the play should end up with James Cook if he was to get the handoff to come right here, but it ends up not being a run. It's a quick pull. Boom, 4 yards. All right. Beautiful, in my opinion, beautiful execution by this offensive line. So now, this was originally play 14-14. Josh Allen incomplete short to Keon Coleman, but we're not here for the play result. We are here for this. We are here for how the O-line looks. All right, so we're looking at tight right? Although he should shade off, he's still looking at tight right. That's why you got Chris Jones playing the 3 tech on the left side, going to follow that. You have James Cook lined up on the left. You have your typical 4 down linemen, 2 linebackers, typical nickel package. All right. So without the tight end, you're going to see the 3 tech kind of, 3 tech is going to line up in the hard 3 tech. So essentially, damn near playing a 4-eye. A 4-eye is essentially in the inside shoulder of your tackle. So he's playing your 4-eye. It's either side be inside shoulder of your tackle, kind of playing that B gap hard, and then you have your wide 5, which is going to be your edge. 1 tech right here, Connor McGovern shaded to the weak side, and then of course you have your wide 5 on the other edge. So now we're going to go. So now we're going to get the motion. We're going to watch this together one time. Boom. All right, cool. So we got that. We got that. We got that. Let's do this again. All right, so we're here understanding with the motion. You see the mic is going to walk with him. You see Edwards' head is looking at the mic right here, kind of seeing what's going on, because just in case he's going to come back, but he knows that he has to chip this guy first and foremost before anything. But he doesn't. He kind of just leaves him for the one-on-one because he comes hard to the left. So I guess McGovern's there to wash him out, which I think Edwards should have got a little bit better of a chip on there. And then you saw the quick pass. You see McGovern. Not McGovern, I'm sorry. You look at Torrance with the one-on-one, kind of gets beat. But it was a quick pass. So Torrance gave up like a little bit of pressure if he had to hold a little bit longer. He got beat on that one. Okay, so now it's a run play. We are looking at. So we're in 12 personnel. Jackson Hawes and Dawson Knox are your tight ends. Let's watch this one time. All right, cool. See that? 4 yards. So now this play was ran a multitude of times against let me get a beer. This play was ran a multitude of time against the Panthers, and the Panthers weren't able to adjust. But now this is why the Chiefs are on a different level, and Spags just on a different level, because this was a specific play that they wanted to work against. This is a specific play they wanted to stop because of how much it gashed the Panthers in the second half of that game. All right, so let's do this breakdown. So you're looking right now, you're in a 43 essentially, right? Because Trenko Axe is your outside linebacker. You're in a 43. You're in the base package for the Chiefs. Forgive me if I'm wrong on that. I'm pretty sure Trenko is your outside linebacker. 154 isn't it, but Bolton is still your Mike. All right. So you got McGovern. You saw McGovern. Let's do this back a little bit. Let's do this back. So McGovern right there is identifying who your Mike is, right? So because you're in a 43, they brought 54 on the field for this play. Immediately identify 32 is your Mike, 32 is your Mike. Okay. So everybody sees 32. Everybody knows what's going on. You got the motion. They're going to toss that way, right? So you're looking at originally you're looking at your like essentially your right side is your strong side, strong right. With your motion, obviously that kind of evens things out. So you generally play the hasher. So the left side would be more of your strong side because you have more of the field. If I'm not mistaken, if I remember that correctly. Long time since I played. But you have your edge that's lined up over Knox on the inside of Knox. So he is at a 7, essentially a 5. You see 95 is going to line up in your 3 tech. You have your 1 tech. He's already shaded on your weak side. You have an edge outside here. Okay. So Tranquil kind of sees what's going on. So his assignment, he kind of understands it. You see the play more than once in film. You know what's going on. Okay. Let's throw motion for that again. So to throw him off, to bring this, I actually like this because if you're in man, essentially, or some type of zone, at the end of the day, when you motion the outside receiver, they're going to have to shift to follow that in a way. So if it's man, what you didn't see with the first shift, where Hall is going to your left, if it's man, he's going to follow all the way across the field, but it's not man on this, right? It's just his own. So as soon as he comes in, I do appreciate how the play is drawn up. As soon as 23 comes in, that's your cue to snap the ball, right? So that it's not really. So you always have your count, but the count he's eyeing number 23, Tranquil. So he sees that. So it's a toss play. So it's the job is simple. Is everybody is trying to go up, right? So you're trying to go boom. So look, if you look at the mouse point, you're trying to go this way and scoop. You're trying to scoop block the guy. Try to get it from him. Scoop block is a basic term. So let me go back a little bit to help ourselves. It might be a little bit longer. All right. So essentially what's going to happen is Dion Dawkins, if 23, so let's say, okay, let's put it like this. If 23 was outside and stayed out there, it will be Hall's responsibility to bring 23 in. Dion Dawkins will have to go to 56, try to scoop him. Edwards have to come up. Montgomery will have to get in front of him, whatever. But because 23 bites in, watch what happens. So now the responsibility changes. So Hawes has to seal the edge off. But by sealing the edge off, he's essentially handing the ball off. Now, if let's say it was an inside and 23 went in, then Dion Dawkins would have to come up to 23. But because it's a toss, what Hawes is going to do kind of like a seal and pass off. So the goal is to seal him enough for Dion Dawkins to get in front of him or get at least a little hold on him, and then he could shoot up to the second level when it's at 23, right? Edwards is obviously playing Nick Bolton, as I stated before. Connor Montgomery just try to get in front of the one tech. Torrance has to work his way to the second level to play that cut right there because just in case he could just boom. Yeah, we'll see it on one of the plays actually. And Torrance looked like he had himself a little bit of hard over time trying to get in front of Jones. Jones is also elite, where Jones is supposed to be playing on the like he cut in front of Torrance. So Torrance actually had the benefit of the doubt to take the scoop step, but because due to film, I think he was aware of what was going on before it happened. He took the step and then boom, Brown did. No, actually, this was Brown. I am so sorry. I am so sorry. I just messed up, guys. All right. There you go. Second level, 85 second level, which is Hawes. He passes off the end to Dawkins. You have David Edwards coming up to your Mike. Spencer Brown was trying to get in front. I'm sorry, I drew a blank. Spencer Brown was trying to get in front of Chris Jones. Chris Jones obviously too quick for that, while Knox seals off the backside with the tight end. So because Spencer Jones wasn't able to seal Chris Jones off, because Chris Jones had a step on him, essentially, this backside isn't exactly open, right? Even if he made a move, like even if Cook wanted to make a move into here to kind of like have a one-on-one, he couldn't because his backside isn't open. Torrance also lost this guy. Essentially, everybody else here is washed, but it's just the backside guys that are going to come in and essentially make this play. All right. That was a little bit. I'm sorry. I told you you're going to be doing this step by step. This is what it is. All right. So now, so it's 13-32. Josh Allen pass to Shakir for 8 yards. All right. Let's watch this one time. All right. What's that one more time? Let's see. All right. We got it. All right. So you're looking. All right. So here the Chiefs are more in a 3-3-5 look. Essentially, you're going to have 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And the rest can be alignment, right? The rest can be your DBs. So the Bills on the center, single back, one tight end. So you're going tight left. Is that? I think that's Kincaid. So it's 86. I can't tell. Yeah, I think that's Kincaid. Anyway, so you have your tight left. We're looking at. You're looking at the guy who playing both 3 techs by that. You have a tackle and an edge that are playing. Obviously, Chris Jones is going to be on the field at all times. So Chris Jones remains in the same place. He's actually more in the middle of your B gap, but it's supposed to be on your three. Your edge slides into your three tech, and your linebackers move out and essentially play your nine and your five tech, right? They act as your edges, so you have your 3-3-5 going on. But so essentially out of this, you're looking for 4 rushes. You want to probably more so identify the weak side because that's where the rush should be coming from. So weak side to be from Spencer Brown. And so we're gonna go because we're tight end, tight left. So we're going. All right. A little motion to see what's going on. There goes your motions. This is his zone. You're in his own play. 22 is looking for the handoff. Essentially, it's just straight up blocking. You see Kincaid with the release, taking on 23-50 for his rushing. Spencer Brown. Everybody has a one-on-one essentially. Dion Dawkins is going to double down on and help Edwards out with Chris Jones because you're looking 4-on-5. 22 actually comes in because 22 was playing Cook. More as like your man all those zone, so he comes in and Cook is essentially a pass blocker. So everybody does their job on this play. Yeah, everybody's pretty much, you got your 3-4 seconds. It was a quicker play, so it made life a little bit easier, right? So, let's see. All right, so now, like I said, bear with me on this. I'm just like breaking this down for the first time all day. Here we go. We're looking at tight left, single back. Got you a little twins bunch on the right. Don't know proper terminology, so don't bother me. Okay. So have your tight left. You have your motion. We're going to watch this play. So now you make it tight right. So you're strong right now. All right. All right, let's do that. So we saw that together. Let's go watch that one more time. One more time. Okay. Everybody's going to watch down. So simple zone read. Simple zone plan. Everybody's going to watch down. Wash your gap down. All right. So here we go. Here we go. You got Knox motioning to the right, right? So you're essentially you're looking at where they're in the nickel formation right now, right? They have 4-2-5. You're running tight left to start. Although possibly could be, you have 2 wide receivers on your right, but you always want to go strong side where your tight end is. So you have your Lucy, then you have your Ringo. But because he started off on your left, now essentially it's although your strong side becomes your right side, when it's a motion like that, you kind of want to envision your strong, your left side is still essentially going to kind of be your strong side. In retrospect, although that's not exactly fact. But it's just you keep an eye out because more times than not, you feel like it's a decoy. So now what you're going to have is essentially a zone where everybody's just going to wash the guy down, right? All right, hold on. Okay. So it's not stopping for me. Okay. So what this is was kind of like, if you guys remember the first play that happened, it's essentially a zone. You're opening up a gap scheme. You're opening up a hole, but it's essentially a zone read that he's going to take. So the job is Dion Dawkins is going to wash this guy out. Edwards is going to work up to the second level. If you saw Edwards before, he kind of pointed signal to McGovern. Sometimes that can mean you're going to have the one-on-one. You got him to 99. Now Torrance is going to have to go from 92 and work his way up, right? So he has to hit and release. So pretty much what Torrance is doing in this, what any guard would do in this situation, is you're helping your tackle get that 3 tech, because essentially this end is supposed to be one-on-one versus your versus your tight end, because your tight end shifted that way. So your tight end takes that responsibility away from the tackle. So when he does that, your guard is going to help your tackle, and then Torrence is going to come up to the second level. So look at that. Boom. It's a beautiful play right now. Now you see this right here isn't open, right? Because everybody's getting washed, but at the same time, 99 is doing a good job against fighting Connor McGovern on a one-on-one. But due to the ability of James Cook able to cut back, a lot of running backs, and I think this gets mistaken, is that a lot of running backs are just run straight into that. But part of the zone and the reading is the ability to read. So you see this guy's already above everybody else, right? He looking like 2 yards up, 3 yards up. So James Cook sees that, automatically looks back. So he sees the one-on-one here. So everybody's getting washed. Everybody. He sees the floor of the line, essentially. Everybody is getting washed to their left side. He notices that. That's part of the read, is that everybody's blocking down. Here, Brown is doing it. Actually, Knox did a great job on the tackle. Knox did a great fucking job on this play. All right. I just want to re-show this one for Knox, right? Because Knox deserves love with the old lineman. Watch, look how Knox is washing him. Knox washes him down. He feels Cook cutting back. It's like a feel for that, right? So he's trying to fight him. Look at that. I helped him get a couple more yards, man. That was a beautiful one. All right. So this is same formation. Okay. This is a nice one too. So now this is the thing I like about Brady, right? So you see that works. First of all, you switch tight ends, right? Because Hawes is more of your blocking tight end. Knox just had a great block. But now here's the thing. I'm actually have to pay attention to this to see if this happens more often now. You're going to line up in the same set you were just in before. If those who watch the Bills football, you kind of understand that the Bills enjoy running the same play multiple times in a row, kind of with different looks though. So remember, last time, you had your tight left, tight end motion. Knox was here originally motion, and it was a zone read. It was pretty much Cook was a zone read to his left side. So he's looking to end up in like 25, 27 hole, right? But that didn't happen. He cut back, came back in. So he sees that. So because Brady sees that, I'm assuming Brady sees that, Brady turns around and Brady says, okay, now we're just going to run it to the right side because it worked to the right side last time. That's what the Chiefs seem to be giving us. All right. Let's see. Okay. So you have... So essentially, the Chiefs are sitting in the 3-3-5 right now, right? They're still in the 3-3-5. You have your 2 tackles, 1 tech, 3 tech, because they're playing strong side. They're playing strong. Excuse me, I'm bugging right now. They're playing strong left, so they're strong right. So they're playing to the right side essentially because they're lined up. You're kind of lined up where the tight is. This usually rule of thumb. That's your strong side. Anyway, so Horse comes here. Freeze frame. Now they shift over. They didn't do that before, but now they shift over. Unless I'm mistaken, but now the line says, fuck it. Okay, this is what they do. They came back. They wash it this way. So Bolton's going to have them shift over. So everybody moves over one. Now everybody's expecting to run to the right? So let's see how it goes from here. You pretty much McDuffie's lined up over Shakir. Chanel 54, how do you say his name? He's looking at, he's 8. He's head up with the tight end. You have a 3 tech and a B gap. You have your 0 tech, and he comes in to play your 4 eye, right? So now you see this little switch over here to try to make confusion. So it makes it seem like the Chiefs are kind of running a stunt because they see the same thing. So now he's gonna move over. Your zero tech is gonna move over to the shade. So your weak side. You one tech to the weak side. 56 is gonna move to the outside. While 23 comes in, so that could simulate a blitz pressure or some type of stunt, last second blitz. Okay. Now let's do this. Okay, so McGovern, everything's pretty straightforward on the opposite side, right? Man on man. Connor McGovern's going to wash his man out. David Edwards is going to take number 23 because it's a run play. He has to work his way to second level. Dion Dawkins is on an island by himself, one-on-one. He has to take him out the play completely. Here's the interesting part because this guy was a 3-tech. So because he was a 3-tech, you're looking at Torrance and Brown pretty much doubling up, and what's supposed to happen is whoever has the tackle, the free man is going to go up to the second level, right? But essentially the goal is, because you know the play is coming this way, what you would like to happen and what is going to, and essentially what's happening is Brown is going to push 92 into Torrance. So Torrance has control of him. Brown is going to work his way up to 32, and Horse just has him man one-on-one. Shakir has his man one-on-one. So you see right here, everybody's mano-a-mano. But this gets clogged because of the running lanes, and this is once again the beauty of Cook, because this is what a play is supposed to come. It's supposed to come right here. But because the Chiefs sniffed it out, they all bunched up right here, and they had a feeling that they were going to try to run the same play again because Brady has that neck. So everybody has man-on-man doing their thing. And then it's just pretty much a cut to the outside. You know, so the O-line essentially did what they had to do, but I think the Chiefs read that and were anticipating him to go back to that same exact area. So see what happens. All right, so we're looking at back in nickel. You got a DB. Is that a DB? Yeah, it is a DB. Hold on. Let's watch the play one time. All right, so this is your typical screen pass, right? All right. So essentially what Josh is going to do here, he's going to motion the guy into just to see if there's a man in zone situation, and that determines the quick pass. If it's a zone, essentially the screen is right. The quick pass is right there. If it's a zone. To man, he probably play more press up, be a little more cautious about it, but not here to talk about the offense, but here to talk about the line. All right. You got a wide, very wide 7, essentially. No, 5. I'm sorry. You got a wide 5, damn near lined up in a 7 and 90. You have your 3-tech. You have your 1-tech lined up more shaded to the A gap this time. So you 2-eye, essentially in the 2-eye. 1, he's right here. And then 35 is simulating pressure. So essentially could maybe indicate man is just simulating the pressure. 56 is lined up in your typical 5. So, okay. So everything's pretty straightforward here. Tight right, strong right, tranquil follows. There goes emotion. He's going to come in. You see it's a little zone. So he's sliding protection to his left, right? Because that's where the play is going, essentially. So you're sliding that protection to your left to kind of protect it. Because what they're trying to do here is the offensive line is just trying to get out and get up, right? So you're trying, because it's more of a screen pass, you're letting 90 go. You know, it's pretty much a chip and go. You're stopping them off their tracks. You're trying to get there. You're trying to make your blocks, right? Shout out to Dawkins, get it out there. Number 90 lineup all the way helped that one. Now all was only 2 yards. But all right. So watch this play. Tight left. All right. All right. So on this play, so see when I know. So if you're on the defensive side, from watching it now, it will be tight right. We'd be calling it tight right. But I'm just speaking from the O line perspective. So we're in a tight left right now, right? Shotgun. You got one back. You motion cook. All right. Yeah, and they're in their nickel. 5-3. He's lined up more on the 2-eye, so essentially he's lined up, but he's actually starting to line up more. This is the second play in a row. He's lined up in the A gap, more essentially towards the guard as opposed to the weaker strong side shoulder of him. And 51 is lined up in your 7. He's on the inside shoulder of your tight end. And they stay like that. Okay. Now, so here's the thing. I see plays in a different way. So I call it a sweep, trap, whatever. There's different terminology for it. But essentially what's going to happen is McGovern and Spencer Brown are your lead blockers, right? The goal is he's so far back that by the time he comes around, James Cook will be in this hole already, right? So I think that's Knox. Let's see. Yep. All right, I got you, guys. Okay, so essentially what's going to happen is, let's go back to where we were. Oh, no, it's not working on me. Okay, so essentially what's going to happen is because they're going to leave him on the island. They're going to say, you're not going to catch him. Like, try if you can, but you're not fast enough to catch Cook. So what essentially is going to happen is these guys, Dawkins is going to be a guy that breaks through, right? So Dawkins is going to pick up the first guy that comes through his hole. Right now, you see his eyesight is on Bolton. So because what's going to happen is McGovern is going to come around and get the first guy off the edge, and then Brown is supposed to get the next guy, right? So now you look. So McGovern turns the corner. Brown is a little late on this. I feel like this play developed a little too fast back here, which is what messed it up a little bit. Brown was a little bit late on the pull, and you'll see his reaction to it. So he's leading. Brown is leading. Look at McGovern taking on the 2-0. That's sick. What an animal. He does get that's crazy. He gets a 2-on-1, and this is what McGovern is mad about because McGovern misses this. Bolton throws Dawkins off. And what happens essentially is Bolton reads it, cuts back inside, and he gets Brown. But I got to show this again. Oh no, hold on. Let me see. I lost it. I think I lost it. No, okay. All right. Look at this. Look at McGovern right here. Oh, I love this. I love this. Look at this. Feet, 5, 4, dumb. 2 for onesies. 2 for onesies. I know 20 still made the play, but 2 for onesies. It's no more beautiful than that from a center point of view. All right. So this one is a short right pass to Ty Johnson. All right. So we're going to watch this one time. This is happening at the right time. Josh noticed something going on. Josh noticed the potential blitz. All right, so you're looking at 5, tight left. Says your strong side to be more to your strong side is going to your right side because you're playing the width of the field, not the tight of the field. This would be more your weak side. In this scenario, because there is no tight end, although Knox is here. So this is you're playing the wide side of your field as your strong side. So 5, 3, head up on Edwards right here. So we're looking at a 2, right? Because 2 high, 2 1. Might mix that up. And then we have another. He's in the 5. So Josh notices this right away, and this is why you see kind of the pre-snap call. He sees what's going on. There goes a communication because essentially they're looking at an extra man blitzing, right? So I think that's could be wrong, but the O line immediately goes into communication mode with each other. They're both looking this way because they know they have a feeling something's coming from right here. There's really you're looking at 6 guys versus 5 guys, right? So they're on the lookout. These 2 guys are looking strictly in this area right here. And these guys are looking strictly in this. And McGovern's just like, I'm going to help out whoever I can, essentially, assuming that the one tech is just going to pop inside to let 23 in. So you see how McGovern plays 90? One tech. He's on the 2. He was head up with the guard. But you see how McGovern automatically went to 90 because he was assuming that this was coming down. But his head's on a swivel to essentially come back around. And it's a quick pass, right? So I can't say much about this, but he sees what's going on. So he comes down on 95. Torrance helps feed him. Spencer Brown's on a one-on-one. If this was a longer play, which it wasn't, you would have saw the protection shifted to the right a little bit better. But I think because of that's what I should say. Protection was shifted to the left. They were expecting a blitz, but they knew it was a quick pass, right? So you slide the protection where you want them to go. Essentially, you want to take them where you want them to go. You want and so when you slide the protection, what you're doing with the O line is you're essentially saying, "I want my free runner to come on this side because this is a guy I know I'm going to beat." Right? This is a guy I got to sucker into thinking that there's a play. Might be out of line. It is what it is. All right, so you got that play. All right, this is a play. By the way, shout out to Reggie Gilliam for the game. Yeah, strong left. You got the pro eye, strong eye left. All right, so you have pause. They motioned over. Let's double check this. Just let this run one time. All right, so looking at this play. See motion over. 5, 1, 3. They're playing the strong side. She's playing on the strong side. So this, I think this communication here is what tipped Bolton off. I think Bolton saw this and said, "Oh, I know where I'm going. I know where I'm attacking." Right. So the goal here is it's supposed to be a toss, another toss play. Come up. Edwards scooping. Let's see. Yep. All right. So essentially, Dawkins second level. Gilliam is your lead back. McGovern's supposed to have 32 right here, right? But because Bolton reads it, Bolton is essentially, he knows what's happening and play before it happens. Once again, shout out. And do it and head out there. So with that said, yeah, he got beat. McGovern got beat. I think Josh kind of played a part in that by kind of tipping him off to get beat because Bolton didn't waste a minute. He felt like the sweep was coming right then and there. All right. Simple pass play. So you're looking at 3-3, 3-3-5. 0 tech, 3 tech, 54. It's essentially going to be a Russia. 23 is the lineup being 9. So you have dual 3 techs. You got a 0. Typical 3-3-5 look. All right, let's do this. All right. Identify the mic. Identify what 32 is possibly doing. So Ray Davis is staying. Ray Davis is an extra blocker because Kincaid is going to release on this. So expecting a block. Well, the problem, the thing with a 3-3-5 is you really don't know who's blitzing. It's not like, although you never really know who's blitzing unless you watch film and you kind of know tendencies. But when you're playing on a line, you come up as opposed to your 4-2-5 or your 4-3. You have, who's your 4 guys that essentially always coming forward, right? So you just got to pick off where the extra guy's coming from. With the 3-3-5 or 34 defense, while you usually have one guy that always is there, there's always that potential, like what 54 is doing, to drop back and your middle linebacker feeding in. But that's why you have your extra protector and Ray Davis, because Kincaid is releasing, so essentially somebody might be free. Especially if it's a man type situation where 23 is going to trail 86. So Torrance completely whiffed. Ray Davis had everybody had a nice block on that. So good job, well done. This is only first quarter. All right, here we go. So simple. We're back in a Nicholas. Well, a dime look. All right. Let's watch this one time. Let's watch it. Watch this one more time. So 20. All right. So 20 is your tell. You're in May. All right. 20 is your tell. So now So Josh knows that Bolton is on Ray Davis. He knows that that's a man situation. So he automatically assumes that the 4 guys that are coming is 54 and your guys with their 3-9. So you're assuming that's your 4 guys that are rushing, because Bolton is going to run with whoever Ray Davis goes. So O-line does a beautiful job picking it up. Edwards is out there because Edwards knows that Ray Davis is right behind him. So essentially, there is your mano typical. Look at Torrance. Oh, my God. Look at Torrance. Oh, this O-line. Beautiful pass, by the way. Let's look at Osiris Torrance for a second. One-on-one. Boom. Watch it. He's going to swap. Boom. Boom. Oh, my God. 54 essentially acted as your spot, but damn, Torrance had a play. All right. So we're gonna go through these next ones. This is a little bit longer, but all 22. We'll do this once a week, so it's all right. So, point, we don't need that. I'll work here. Okay, so we're back on offense. All right. Let's do this. Watch this one time. You see, you got essentially your eyes shaded to the right, strong eye right. Boom, 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 boom. Your weak side run to your 23. 23 dive. A little 23 dive action. Okay. Let's do this. All right, guys. I appreciate you. I don't know how long this has been so far. I'm just like, I got this screen on and I'm kind of going through it at the same time. All right. So you're in 12 personnel, you got your tight, but you're playing, they should be, for whatever reason, they lined up like, because you're in the middle of the hashes, but when one tech is on the playing like the weak side is the left side, which would be our right. Anyway. So they're in a 4-down lineman in a base package. They're in a 4-3 package. They're playing us more like a run. See, they got their run guys in there. One tech, you got your head up. 4 tech. And you got your 5 on the outside shoulder. You got your 3 tech right here. And you got him playing the 9, right? So it looks like a man at this point. All right. So, all right. A lot going on here. All right. So you get your motion back. Essentially, then it's zone coverage. So now you get your motion back. So essentially, but your fullback on the right side of formation illuminates that you're pretty much you're in a strong side, your right side. The motion back, and now so Gilliam is gonna come back in, right? So Gilliam is gonna do one of these lead blocking thingies. So the job is, let me go back a little bit because it's a little more complex. The job is Hawes is gonna come around and is gonna wash the end or wash whoever comes. He's gonna Hawes is the guy that's motioning to seal the edge off. So essentially, he's your quote unquote pull swing tackle, your pull tackle. So what you see Spencer Brown do sometimes, Connor McGovern doing a couple of plays. This one is a little different because you get the motion, but that motion you essentially use him as a pulling tackle, so pulling tight end. So the goal is you're going to open this up. This is where you want to run to, right? So you're looking at a 21 dive. So essentially, your play is Edwards is supposed to wash out the 3 tech. Dawkins is supposed to come in and help, and Edwards is supposed to come up to the second level, or Gilliam is supposed to get there first. But whatever happens, this guy is supposed to be taken by either a lead blocker because they could double this guy down, while Hawes takes over the end, and McGovern's supposed to kick these guys out. So this side is getting kicked out, right? So you see Dawkins come down. You see Edwards playing on the 3 tech. You see McGovern trying to push him one way. So because that 21 isn't there, because 99. Now, this is the beauty of having a fullback. So they watch 99 inside, but 99 thinks he has it. So 99 tries to bust in because once he sees Connor McGovern open that hole, 99 says, nah, you're not going through that hole. So now the beauty of this is Gilliam. Because he's your lead blocker, right? What's going to happen is Gilliam is going to seal that first guy that comes through that hole off, right? Because they all wash themselves down, so the play develops that way. So Dawkins is working his way down that way anyway, right? Because he has nobody, so now he has to. So now it's a new hole that gets sealed off. So what might have became a 21 now becomes essentially like a 23. But that's all because the O-line is playing to their man, they're playing to their guy, they're playing to the flow of things, right? So I think it's great fluidity by the O-line also drawn up, right? So watch it one more time. Right? So you see this, Bolton sees what's happening. Dawkins already knows that this guy's going back inside. He knows that. So he said, fuck it, I'm gonna help push him. You know Gilliam's coming around here. Boom. You got a new gap. New guy. All right, this was another run. Tight left. Knox is your tight end. Oh, there goes your no. It's tight left. So now you turn into 12 personnel. You got Gilliam, 22, I should say, 22 personnel. So this is your strong side essentially, but originally that because it was just they're playing the tight end. They're playing whatever side the I find that interesting too. Not all teams do that, but they're playing the tight end side. So they think it's strong right, which is our strong left, but you do have tight end originally. You have Knox right here, Gilliam's right here, and what's going to happen here? Same damn play. It's essentially the same. He went back to the same play. It's a different variation of the same play. Boom. Watch this. It's going to be simple. Now, same. Instead, before, remember, Knox was on your right side. Hawes just came over and kicked out, right? If I'm not mistaken. Now it's just a different look, but Hawes is still coming over to kick out. So, let's see. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, God. Beauty, beauty, beauty. One more time, one more time, one more time. Okay. McGovern's going to wash. It's still essentially like your 21 dive. That turns into your 23. Like this area of 21, 23. Essentially the same thing when it comes to football. But they're going to wash in. You're going to double push him in. Gilliam is going to fill your gap. Dawkins is coming to your free guy. Knox is blocking up while Hawes is coming back. Is sealing the end. Nice little broken tackle by Cook, too. I'll try it off him. All right. All right, so you're looking at essentially your nickel, basic, strong right, Hawes is there. Because he has the motion, he thinks, obviously thinking the orbit play is some type of trickery over here. So, you see both in guys sending guys over, which essentially worked in a way. Which worked. It worked. All right. So let's watch this one more time before watching it together. This play was made good by Bolton. Yep. Okay. So McGovern has the rollout, right? McGovern's going to roll out, and he's going to be your protector in front of Josh, right? So you're pulling your center to be kind of like what a running back would be in the backfield, just to kind of be there and make sure nobody gets on him. Josh has pull to his right and can read the field. So Torrance loses on this because I feel like there's miscommunication here because of that right there. I'm watching this with you guys. Spencer Brown obviously is playing the end. Dawkins is playing the end. You have your 3 tech, which Edwards has. But the Torrance McGovern mix-up is what's getting me. So the shift over. Oh, no. I hope I didn't do that. The shift over. Oh. Yeah. What should have happened on this, and this is on me. This is how I feel about this play. What should have happened here is McGovern, once that shift happened, should have checked out of him pulling. I don't know how their play packages work. I don't know how their calls work on the offensive line. But this type of play here is a play where you check out of pulling and you just have your protection slide to your right, essentially, right? So your protection slides to your right. So instead of McGovern having to pull and get the end over here and then him jumping all the way on the inside because he was shifted smartly by the play on the inside, you call your Ringo, McGovern checks into your Ringo or whatever, calls it off. One, and they essentially double up, and he has time to come out. Yeah. Yep. I should have been you should have checked out. You should have checked out of that pull. I know it's easier said than done, but I feel like if you know you're gonna pull and the D tackle shades over you, essentially on your shoulder, and that tackle's a little faster than your counterpart next to you, I think it behooves you to just check out of the pull and just know you gotta slide it right. I don't see, the thing is that the center has that power sometimes, but I think that the quarterback also has to have that read. So I think up front in all between McGovern and Allen, there was a mishap on that end as far as playing that. So live and learn. Live and learn. No videos available for this play. I don't know what that means. I got plays that ain't available on 22. That's crazy. All right. So it's a pass play. 4:52 left in the second. You're looking at your basic Yeah, and a nickel essentially. Like looking at a basic 4-on-5 situation. All right, got a little blitz action going on. Let's do this. Let's watch this one more time through. Okay. A stunt too. Ooh, 97. That was a little nasty. That was a little nasty. A little hezzy step. All right. So 97 right here is essentially gonna do a hezzy look like he's gonna drop back in the pass and he's gonna come in. Pretty much making Edwards think nothing's happening because what's gonna happen is 32 is gonna come. They're gonna think, all right, let me rephrase what I'm trying to say here. There's four down guys there essentially in the nickel package. What's gonna happen is from here on, it's these are the guys that the Bills are swimming and rushing when the ball snaps. As soon as he stops, right? So watch. So 90's gonna have a rock step. He's gonna have himself a jab step, come back in. Nah, I lie. Oh no. Ooh, I lied. Not a rock step, come back in. Wow, I am bugging right now. 90's gonna go. This is a stunt. This is a full blown stunt. I just watched this with you guys. It's a full blown stunt. 90's gonna go on the edge. So because of that, Edwards, this is on Edwards too. Edwards assumes nobody's coming. I think he has to give himself at least half a second more just to see, wait this guy off, and then Josh has a hair more of time. But Torrance has Bolton. Brown is fine. Dawkins is fine. Edwards sees this, thinks maybe McGovern doesn't have it, so he tries to come in. But the crazy thing about it is he doesn't even go to Jones. He goes Torrance. Oh my God, what is going on here? Why? Why did that happen? That doesn't make any sense. I'm as dumbfounded. If you watch this, I'm dumbfounded by this one. He sees 90 going. So you would think logically Edwards will go to Jones, right? Because Jones is the powerhouse. If you're going to help anybody, you're going to chip on Jones to help McGovern get back in front of him while maintaining your integrity of what's in front of you. Torrance was fine. That's man. Wow. I don't know. No, I don't know what that was. Okay. That was bugged out. A simple pass play, man on man. Spencer Brown got beat. Yeah, see. Yeah, Spencer Brown got beat. That's all this was. Simple 4. Actually turned out to be 3-on-4, man on man, and Spencer Brown got beat. Be like that sometimes, right? Everybody knows you always get beat, man. It's rare. Those who don't get beat, they're in the Hall of Fame. They are in the Hall of Fame. We do not want to watch it. Defense, because this is not for that. All right, let's see how we get out of this. I know this is longer. Is this the second quarter? I don't even know. Let me. Let me just check something, guys. We are in. Oh, that was one quarter. It took an hour to get through a quarter. Oh my God! We might be only do a half. All right. We might be only able to do a half here. All right, learn something new. All right, how about let's do this? Let's do this. We worked on one quarter. We saw what happened when everybody was fresh. All interesting stuff. Oh, we got better views now, though. Those are some beautiful views. Damn. All right, so let's do this. We're gonna go play result. We're gonna go with 10 plus rush yards. We're gonna see what goes right on the rush yards. Okay, I think this might be easier. Kareem Hunt, James Cook up the middle. This is second quarter. Okay, I like this. All right, like I said, we're learning. We are absolutely learning here every day. We wake up. So let's just break this down. That was an hour of one quarter. That's crazy. All right, that's a lot to talk about. I don't know if anybody's sticking around for a million hours, but anyway, here we go. This is James Cook run up the middle for 16 yards. All right, you got your eye right. You got your eye right. You're in 22 personnel. All right. Hawes is going to motion. We've seen this already, but we saw it to the opposite right before, right? In the first quarter for the long film we did, Hawes was motioning to your left side. I lied. He did it. Oh, my God. Little double motions on everybody. There you go. There you go. Time and time and time and time and time again. That play worked. That play absolutely worked. Oh my God, I don't know what it's making me do right now. Let's try it. Sorry. Let's try this again. Okay. Like I said, we're watching this for the first time, everybody. So here we go. 22 personnel. You're in your strong eye. You're in eye right formation. 22 personnel. Boom. Motion. Look at the guys follow. Pretty straightforward on what's going on. They're in a base package. They're in a 43, 22 playing on 14. They're in a zone coverage. So what's going to happen is it's going to motion over. Once again, Hawes is your pulling tight end. He's your pulling guard. Hawes is going to seal this guy right here. Everybody's going to wash. Everybody's trying to wash. So what's going to happen is because Hawes has to free him up, Gilliam has to seal the first guy as part of a fullback leading a guy, right? He's going to seal the first thing he sees. So everybody's going to wash this way. So Knox wash, Brown's supposed to wash, Torrance is washing the tackle. And if let's say if Hawes was staying on this side and this play was still going this way, what would happen is McGovern would wash Bolton that way, right? But it's not. So McGovern has to come across, go to the second level, wash first, the linebacker he sees. Gilliam sees this. This is what Gilliam is looking at as he's running. This guy right here. That's the only guy he cares about. Yeah, you're worried about the tackle making an inside move, but essentially your play is going right here. And Gilliam just wants to seal whatever's around here because you got to trust the boys in front of you, right? There goes your pull. Edwards is washing. Dawkins Dawkins is washing in because this is going to be a gap right here. You're running essentially off tackle, right? You're running off your tackle. Everybody's watching to your right. And this right here, this is your moneymaker. Ready? Set. Go. Boom. Look at that. Look at that beauty of a play. I want to freeze frame this, hang it up, hang it in the Louvre, because this is blocking galore. Everybody's bunched up here doing their thing. This is actually pretty beautiful. I might shed a tear for this blocking scheme. So Gilliam gets it. That seal right there. Man, Cook does the rest. That was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Oh, man. Let's go. We're going to go. Oh, this was your. We're going to end this on run plays. I think I have 2 more run plays to do because this is going a lot over. I'm gonna have a better way of formulating this out next time, I promise. Okay. So this is Josh Allen. Doing that the QB power to the right. This Josh Allen doing QB power to the right. This is the one he broke. This was the only design run he had for the night. All right, let's watch this one time. Wow, what McGovern did there was a beautiful thing. All right, let's try this again. Okay, so essentially in a nickel. I don't think that's another. I think that's a DP. Playing the blitz. So Edwards is signaling to Dawkins, that's you. Wash him out because Edwards is going to take 32 and wants to wash him out if he goes up. But he's saying what Edwards is signifying, yeah, that's you. So essentially it's, hey, if he's in, that's you. 32's in, that's me. So there goes your communication on the left side of the line. Everybody's pretty straight up forward. Kick out. You got to open something up right here. Now, the beautiful thing about this play was you're running your play action. So everybody's kind of thrown off by the play action because, guys, there hasn't been a design QB run a lot this season. So this isn't something that's exactly game plan for. So you see how this worked out right here. Edwards pointed Dawkins out to 21. Dawkins heads out to 21. Edwards said he got Bolton. Now, this is what I want to highlight for a second. Hold on. McGovern. You see that? McGovern had a beautiful rock step to get around. I wish I had a better way of doing this. Now, this is what I like most about this play. Let me see. Oh, no. Now my thing doesn't. You know, the spacebar wanted to work, and now it doesn't. Okay. So, let's try this. So, I'm in bad shape. Okay. Oh, all right. I just got started this from the beginning. This is crazy what's happening. Okay. So, McGovern, rock step. He's kicking out. Shakir's mano a mano. Rock step. So what saves this play is this play action right here to Ty Johnson. Well, this fake, not a play action. This pull. It could be a read. Well, it's a design QB run. But this fake right here helps because McGovern actually loses his footing. Look at that. McGovern loses his footing, but what happens is he bites so hard on the fake that he gives McGovern all the leverage to get back up. And this is just an effort, pure effort play by McGovern. Look at that. One hand, you ain't going nowhere. Kiss rocks. Boom. And then Torrance. Hold on. Torrance. Let's look what Torrance does. Look what Torrance does. Let's see. Torrance. A little light push. What a man. All right. So that was a good one. I like that one a lot. All right, so let's see what this is. This is all over 10 yards. So I'm just kind of, because it's been a minute now, just trying to not bore you guys to death. All right. Whoa. So let's just wait to see what they do 13 personnel. All right, so you got bunch formation. No, not bunch formation. I lied. You got your twins right here. Oh, this is over here. You have your motion, right? So essentially they were playing strong right. They were playing strong left because we were on strong right because they were playing a tiny, which I find weird because in the second quarter, the end of the first quarter, they played a little differently. So I do find that a little peculiar. But you have that. So you see how they shift? So they see it, so they're shifting because they're assuming that the run is coming here because they're going to shift with the tight end to the strong side, which he's your indicator of what's strong and what's not. Unless you have double TEs and it's just kind of indicated by the hash of the field, what side of the hash you're on. So let's watch this one time. Shavers. Honorary O-lineman of the week there. All right, let's do this. So it's off the tackle. Everybody's washing down. It's Spencer down. McGovern down. So this is supposed to be a double, right? So essentially, if I'm not mistaken, because I kind of just glanced over, McGovern's supposed to kick Jones into Torrance. McGovern's supposed to go up. Edwards is going to kick this. No, Edward. Oh, let me see. Yeah, what I thought it was. Okay. So Edwards is going to kick the 3 tech into Dawkins so he could work up, because he's assuming on a run Bolton's going to try to shoot this right here, right? Because this area is fucking clogged. So you're expecting Bolton to shoot the A, so you're going to block down, give him to Dawkins. And everybody's pretty much going with their guy because they're washing down, or because they want Cook to be able to come over here. The play is to open this up, right? The play is to run off the tackle. But what's going to happen is, even if it's off the tackle, essentially the plays you want him to end up here. It's like a radius of right here where you want Cook to end up, because he's just going to be free running. So Hawes taking on the 1-on-1 with the end. I love Hawes as a blocking tight end, man. He holds his own. I mean, he gets, because he's on skates right now, but you see him kind of like doing his own thing. 22 gets washed in. And this is also a credit to James Cook, because what James Cook does, because James Cook is supposed to go right here. James Cook is this is the play. This is the play. So everybody's collapsing right here. James Cook sees that. James Cook sees it. Bounce. Oh my God. Ay, yo, Mil. Yo, look at this beauty of this. It's like, the more I watch this film, like, James Cook just like, I know he's a fascinating player, man, and I'm glad we kept him. Like, this is all right. Let me say this one more time. Right here. This is where the play is going to. It's off tackle, right off the tackle, right? So these guys see it. They see the gap. They see Watkins wash. Bolton's running into this guy. They know this is getting washed out. These boys are trying to close this gap. Cook says, close it. Close it. And then Savers. And then Savers said, hold up. Hold up. I got you, my boy. Got you a little bit. Let Cook do the rest of the damage. Oh, my God. What a play. What a play. All right. There's one more play I want to show. Let's do completion. There was one more play I want to show, because a lot to do. 5 yards. All right, this was the play. Okay. Okay, so here we go. This was one of my favorite plays of the night. So you're running 22 personnel. You have, let's watch this play real quick. This is Knox and Kincaid. Oh, no, that's Knox and Hawes. You did have Hawes right there, though, but Hawes is not your first read as your tight end. So this is the beauty of the multiple tight end sets that I always loved when you have it. This is why the Patriots succeeded so well with Hernandez and Gronkowski. So here you go. 22 personnel, strong right, 3 tech. They're going super hard to strong right? So he becomes, your tackle goes from 3 to 4-eye. Your end is going to line up, head up. So you're looking at the 8. He's going to be lined up more in the C gap. So he's probably going to shoot this gap. They're expecting run. They've seen this story so many times that they're just like, they're going to run the ball. Like, they're waiting for a motion. It's kind of because it's just such a similar look, which just came out at the right time. So you see, you got the 1 tech shaded to the weak side, and you have the edge shaded at a 5. It's 5 tech. Ready? Boom. So everybody's going to wash. You're selling the run. You are absolutely selling the run. And they got gashed by the 22 personnel via run. So they are hard selling for the run right now. The Chiefs defense is. It's not much you could do about it. You've been sucking it. Like, this is the first pass out of 22, if I'm not mistaken, of the night. So you're kind of sucking into the lull of, we're just expecting to get ran over, get ran on. You know what I mean? And that's what it was. Everybody got washed. You shift protection to the right. You know, you do your Ringo. Everybody sliding right, pass blocking right, but essentially showing your play action right. Like you're doing that. McGovern, this is what I like. So what's going to happen here? McGovern on this play, this is actually a design. Hold on, black too. It's fascinating. Because they're going right and they know that it's a pass, you know you have a free run on the backside, right? You know it's a play action. You know you have a free run on the backside. You're selling hard. This is the Buffalo Bills offensive line selling the shit out of this play, right? So they're going all the way to their right. We're running hard towards the sideline. Boom, pull. There goes Montgomery. Says, psych. Look at that. Look at that block by McGovern. Oh my God. And then boom. You know what's crazy? That was a dart right there if he threw it, but he already saw this. Well, I'm not here to talk about that. He was already on that, but that was there too for him too. If he led Knox a little bit more, that would have been TDs, but this is what it is. But yo, this play by McGovern. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful play call. Beautiful blocking scheme. Hard sell. McGovern says, psych. Oh, you thought you had a free shot? Nah, not at all, Poppy. Boom. All right. Beautiful play. Beautiful play. Oh, man. Hour 20. I only got through one quarter. I got an hour of one quarter and all that good stuff. It's like I said, my first time doing this, so I'm not sure what to expect as far as time wise. You know, there's a little more that happened in offense in the first half, but in the game in total, scored 28 points. But here's the deal: if you want to see the full all 22, which is going to be, well, I'm talking about full offensive line breakdown of each play for all 22, it's probably going to run me 2 hours and change. If you want to see that, I'm game. But if you don't, I'll condense it to just big plays and plays for losses. But that was a Chiefs game. Looking forward to the game against the Dolphins. Once again, I appreciate if you stuck and watched all 22 with me for an hour and 22 minutes. Appreciate you. Love you guys. Go Bills as always. And don't forget, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'm looking forward to doing this, man. There was some great blocking schemes in there. As always, go Bills. Go Bills.